Hi, so in this video I want to talk a little bit about how I came to some of the ideas that I have, some of the concepts that I have, because here I am and commenting a lot on these videos about Eastern philosophy and different thoughts and beliefs and realizations that I've come to, and I want to explain a little bit about my background and how I came to a lot of these thoughts, these ideas. So here's in a nutshell what happened. So I had been into spiritual stuff for quite a number of years, since like the mid-90s or something. And at a certain point I started getting into the Advaita, the non-duality stuff. And I had got the Nisargadatta book, okay, and I had read that, and Ramana Maharshi, and quite a number of those Advaita teachers, and Adyashanti looked into him, and Eckhart Tolle, okay. And I guess because of the popularity of Eckhart Tolle at the time, it like helped me keep a strong interest in it, and it seemed like something that made sense at the time. Transcend the mind and know yourself as I amness, and how that can break you out of suffering, and finally just break you out of just the suffering, the kind of cycle of suffering, right? If you know yourself beyond the body mind, then imagine how that can improve the quality of your life by being able to rise above living in the false. So I was into that for at least 5 years, maybe even as much as like 6.5, I don't know, but at least 5. Really going full force with that. I mean, like really full force. Those are the only books pretty much that I would read, okay? And somewhere along the way, after over 5 years of that, I actually had developed like a really bad sleep disorder. I mean, I could not sleep at all. It was so bad, so bad. On a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the worst kind of like weird sleep disorder, mine was like a 9.5. I would panic about it all day long. I developed an anxiety disorder around it and would think about it all day long. And I started having to take sleeping pills and whatever. So what I would do, because I was into the Advaita stuff, is like, and into Eckhart Tolle, I tried to witness it, right? Let me witness it, and I could use this as like a tool for like an expansion, and witness it, and then like they say, what you resist persists, right? So don't resist it, just bring awareness to it, and eventually, it'll just die out, and I'll just rise above as the witness and keep growing in the process in my path to self-realization. So I tried that, and like at least 6 months had gone by, maybe more, and I couldn't break out of it. As a matter of fact, it was not getting any better. I would sometimes stay up witnessing, trying to do that, I mean all night long, and watching panic move through my mind, and developing a full force anxiety disorder, where I must have seemed like, I'd gone mad or something. It was really bad. And then at some point, I think that I had an old book, a book on my shelf from prior to that had to do with, like kind of like The Secret, those kinds of books that have to do with metaphysics and focusing on what you want, manifesting the things you want, power of belief. So I had read the book, and it made me think about that, the power of suggestion, of belief, of affirmations, of thinking about what you want and not just what you don't want. So I created a simple affirmation that had to do with, I started saying, I'm calm and serene all day long. Okay, I'm calm and serene all day long. And the other one was, my sleep is gradually getting better and better. So I started saying that. And within like 2 weeks, my sleep had improved dramatically. I mean, it had improved at least, I don't know, 30%. Okay, maybe more. Maybe even, no, yeah, probably more like 40%, at least 40% within 2 weeks. And then maybe like the week after that, it was like 75% better. And I started feeling better around it. What I realized was that I was focusing on what I did not want. My beliefs were going in the area of, I'm not going to sleep tonight, I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. And I tried witnessing it. I tried that, okay? It didn't work. So I had to work on changing my belief. I had to take control of my thoughts. Actually take control of my thoughts. Not just witness them, but take control of them. And I started to take control of my thoughts and create these little affirmations. My sleep is gradually getting better and better. I'm calm and serene all day long. And it was working. And then after that, I started to realize, wow, this is amazing. In under a month, I've like almost restored my sleep. And I tried all that witnessing stuff and it didn't do anything. So I then started to realize the importance of that, and I started practicing more the power of belief and looking at it in different areas of my life, and I started to realize that this is vitally important, the power of belief, the power of faith. Like, when I think of somebody like Jesus, he of course was into that. I don't believe that he was just into transcending and knowing yourself, as I amness, even if you want to go outside of like, the accepted, church teachings. Even if you look at alternative types of teachings of Jesus, I think he was I know he was into the power of faith, us developing faith, developing belief, and teaching that. Okay? There's many biblical quotes talking about the power of belief. So then things started making much more sense with me, and how to apply that in life, and I started to realize that yes, I'm taking control of my thoughts, not just witnessing them. And even the ego, I started to realize I'm not trying to transcend my ego, I'm trying to work with my ego. And my ego's still there when I'm saying I'm calm and serene all day long. I'm imagining Brian calm and serene all day long. So I am employing my ego because I'm saying I am calm and serene. So the ego personality is there. So then I started to realize that it made more sense to not even try to transcend the ego, to try to transform the ego, not transcend it. Okay, so that's essentially how I came to a lot of these ideas, and I started to realize belief, and then focusing on what we want, and then creating actions that support those beliefs, and how that helps us design our lives. So that it's not just about surrendering, to what is, but it's largely also designing a life and kind of trying to fuse the two things, but really understanding the power of belief that I think is missing from a lot of these these spiritual practices. Okay, so I hope this has been interesting for you, and thanks for watching.